What about being entrepreneurial? How important is that? And how important is it to be authentic? I know, obviously, these are both important.
So entrepreneurial is really important if you want to build a business out of it. You've got to think like a business person, or you've got to be great at creating content and know how to bring in other people who can help you build a business.
Do you know any examples of people that you know like firsthand?
I'm going to take another high level creator right now. Look at someone like Darman, right? Like Darman is an amazing creator. He's very inspirational. He does all this great content. But he realized that to build a big business, he could only take it so far. And then he brought in Sean Atkins to run the business for him and to be his president and to build his studio and be his CEO. And that's an example of someone who's like, know your limitations. If you create and you build an audience, be like, how do I monetize this audience? There are people that can help you.
You mentioned also on another podcast how you can increase your, what is it, your return per...
Your return per fan. So this is important to think about is what is your, what's your RPV, your return per fan, RPF or whatever. I don't know what the right actual number is. But the idea there is, look, first of all, as you start to become a creator, you will end up, if you do a good job and people like it and the algorithm finds it and serves it to people and they like it, a lot of people will watch. Maybe some fraction of them will subscribe or follow or whatever the metric is on the platform that you're on. A much smaller fraction of them will actually be really like you and will want to see everything you do and will follow you anywhere or almost anywhere. They'll watch, 8 out of 10 of your videos. They'll be excited when they see the next video pop up or the next podcast or whatever. And so if you think of all of your fans, like you can define your fans in many different ways. Some of your fans are like, who are my true fans? Who are the fans that love me so much that they would, they're my brand ambassadors. They tell their friends about it. They would, if I did a live show, they'd come see the live show. Those, your true fans, your real, those are sort of the core of what you do. And then there are the people who may have subscribed and it's, subscribe or comment or follow or whatever. That's a good number of people who are like that that includes your core fans, but it's a lot of your sort of like everyday, like, okay, well, I like their stuff. Sure. I like it enough to hit the button to subscribe. So I see stuff, but I'm not a core fan. They could become a core fan, and converting them from being like just a lackadaisical fan to a core fan is really important. But take the amount of money you make in a month or in a year. Let's say you make $1,000 a month and you've got 100,000 fans.
And your fans, not subscribers.
Well, it depends on how you define fans. Fans could be subscribers because look, you don't get a lot of metrics from these platforms. Subscribers, followers, that. So you got to start with that number. I can't tell you how many of your subscribers are your top fans, your net promoters, your brand ambassadors, whatever term you want to use. Some percentage, probably only 1% or less. Like, don't worry if it's not a lot of them. But so take your subscribers, right? You got 100,000 subscribers, $1,000. That's your return per subscriber, right? So if you get $1 a month per subscriber, that's great. If you have 1,000 subscribers and you get $1 a month per subscriber, you're making $1,000 a month. Great. If you grow your subscribers and the money that you make from your subscribers increases linearly, that's awesome. Because if you're making $1,000 from $100 from 1,000 subscribers, and then it's 2,000 subscribers, you're making 200, 3,000, et cetera. That's great. You're on a good path. If you're making $1,000 from 100 subscribers, and you add 100 more subscribers, and you're still making $1,000, you're not adding the right subscribers, or it takes longer to convert them to people who would actually pay you. So we've got entertainment creators, folks like I want to watch, I want to be entertained, humor, drama, et cetera. You've got inspirational creators, inspire me to lose weight or to live a better life or to find Jesus or something like that. And then you have help and how-to creators. So if you think about those 3 different types of creators, in each of those ways, you can make money. If you're a how-to creator and you're teaching someone how to do something that's complex or where you can make a lot of money or it's very valuable, you could have 1,000 people or 100 people really good following you, and they would pay a lot of money just to hear what you have to say. You could be an entertainment creator who's telling jokes and you might not make any money, or you might have a tip jar and somebody gives you $1. So whatever you do as a creator, there are many ways that you can make money, and you can make money. I think anybody can make money. Like, let me give you an example, right? So I'm making content for my family, right? And all I want to do is do this, and only my family gets it. I'm like, I said I'm on camera, and they're like, hey, my wife's name is Kimmy. Hey, Kimmy, give me $1. She gives me $1. I made money because I have one fan. She's my one true fan. She'll give me $1.
So, but what are the basic steps for anybody who wants to be profitable creating content?
Before you even think about making money, what are you passionate about? Because people pay to connect, they pay to be inspired, they pay for passion, any of those 3 types that I talked about. So what do you want to do? What are you good at? What interests you? Because you may look at it and be like, I want to be like Gary Vee. I want to be inspirational and I want to do this and that and hustle and bro and all this. But if it's not you and it's not in you, by the time you get to your 100th episode, you're going to be like, oh my God, I hate this stuff so much. Can I please stop doing it? So first of all, you got to figure out what that thing is that you are passionate about, that you like, that you want to talk about, that you want to create about, you want to communicate about. And think about not something I just want to talk about for the next 10 episodes, but what can I talk about for 1,000 episodes? And by the way, it's fine with it's changing. Figure out what you want to create first and figure out what you're passionate about, and then just start doing it. And eventually you'll find your rhythm, you'll find your goal, and you see where it goes. So to me, that's the first step to making money as a creator, is to figure out what you can create that you're passionate about, that you love, and that you can keep doing. And then hopefully you can find a way to make money on that.